Hello, Microsoft class. So this is the second video that I'm recording to show you how to do a few things on your Dell laptops. So what I'm going to show you is the File Explorer, or sometimes called the File Manager. So let me show you my desktop, show you exactly what we're talking about. Close that. Okay, so at the very bottom of your desktop, you see this little folder icon in the tray. That's called your File Manager or File Explorer. I'm going to open it. And let me actually make this a little bit bigger for this part. Okay, so File Explorer. When you first open File Explorer, it's not going to look like mine. So notice the first thing it opens is Quick Access. This shows all the frequent folders that I'm in. But of course, your folders are going to look different than mine. And since you have a brand new computer, you might not have as many folders as mine. If you don't know what a folder is, just hang tight. What I want you to notice on the left side of the File Explorer is a navigation pane. So this is all the stuff you see on the left is just a quick way to get to some places that the computer would like you to visit, like your desktop, downloads, documents, pictures. The first thing I want you to do when you get to your computer, or one of the things I want you to try anyway, is click on this PC. And when you click on this PC, you'll have folders. These folders are really just shortcuts though. But here it says local disk C. So almost every Windows computer has what's called a C drive. That C drive represents the physical hard drive inside your computer. If you don't know what a hard drive is, it's basically a disk of some kind that stores information on your computer. And you can see mine is running out of space. Mine says 10.2 gigabytes out of 117 gigabytes. So I need to go through and clean some stuff out of my computer. Your computer should have lots of free space, and actually much more space than this computer has. If I were to open the C drive by double clicking it, I can see all the folders inside the C drive. But basically, the C drive is basically the home for everything on my computer. You probably won't be clicking on the C drive that much, but if you ever own your own computer and you want to know how much space is left, you can go to the C drive here, and there's actually lots of tools within the C drive you could use to clean up your computer, which I might be using today. What I want you guys, the folder that you guys will be using the most probably is documents. So on the left side, you'll see documents, and you actually see it here too. It's a shortcut. So you can double click documents here, or just click it once on the left side. So my documents has lots of folders inside. So you can kind of think of these, if you want to think of these folders as rooms, you can. So for example, I have a folder called Goodwill. If I open the Goodwill folder, there's a bunch of other folders. So these folders represent all of the classes that I teach and some other things I do for the company. Most of it are just classes I teach though. And I can click on Microsoft IRC. And there's even more folders and files here. So when you have folders within folders within folders, it's called a directory. So my directory can take me to different places depending on which folder I click on. For example, when I clicked on Microsoft IRC, I have a folder for the class theme, which is like pictures and stuff, grades, planning, videos. When I record videos, all my videos go into that folder for this class. Some week one, and then there's a bunch of miscellaneous files. So let me show you how we get to a directory like this, how you can make your own. The reason why directories are important is because it's a way to stay organized. So since you now have your own Dell computer, you can actually save stuff to your computers. With the Chromebooks, you cannot save files. All your files in the Chromebook is kind of all automatically delegated to Google Drive, which has its own file system. It's very similar to the file system I'm about to show you. The reason I want you guys to learn how to make folders and organize, because you're going to be downloading lots of files for this class, and I want you to be able to stay organized and know where everything is. And also, if you plan to work in any administrative roles, you will need to know how to stay organized. If you don't have something where you can organize by date, organize by topic or something, your work life is going to become chaotic very quickly. So I'm going to go back to documents. So this is my main documents folder. So of course, in my documents folder, I have lots of different folders. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a new folder inside of this folder. Delete that. And the way you make a new folder, there's a couple different ways. If you look at the top of your file Explorer menu, there's a new folder button. You could also do a right click. A right click opens the context menu. And you can go to new and folder. So once I click new folder, you'll see the new folder is at the bottom here, and it's highlighted. The words new folder are selected. That's because it wants me to give it a name. I'm just going to give it. I'm just going to say sample folder. So when you first open your documents folder, it's going to be blank. There's not going to be anything in. I might recommend creating a folder called Microsoft IRC. Or something like that, Microsoft class. And so if I wanted to rename this folder, let me go and just do that. I can right click opens the context menu, click on rename, and I can say Microsoft IRC, the name of our class, okay? So I'm gonna open this folder, and again, it's empty, it's a new folder. And you guys are going to be working by modules. So maybe you can say, okay, I'm going to make a new folder for module 1. And then every module will have multiple projects. So maybe I can say under the module 1 folder, I can say new folder, project 1. So let's just kind of review what we did. From our documents folder, we made a new folder called Microsoft IRC. Inside that folder, we have a folder called Module 1 for all of our Module 1 assignments. Inside that folder, we have a Project 1 folder for all the files that go to Project 1. Okay, so now let's practice a little bit of application here. I'm going to share my desktop again. So let's open Microsoft Word. So you guys have been working with Microsoft Word so far. To find all of your Microsoft programs, there's a couple ways you can find them. If you just click the Start button, which is on the very bottom left of your screen, there's also a Start button on your keyboard. It just has a picture of Windows on it. So usually your shortcuts for Microsoft Office should be somewhere here on the right. You can say I have Word 2016 on the right. You might also find it if you scroll down and look. So for example, I'm looking for Word, and I have Word 2016 here on the left. Another way to find it is this little magnifying glass. You click on the magnifying glass, and I can just type in Word. There's the words, that first result up there. I could also type in PowerPoint. And I have PowerPoint right there. I can also type in Outlook. Outlook is right here. Okay, I'm just going to open Word. So you guys have been working with the SAM training version of Word. This is going to be your actual own copy of Word. I'm just going to create a blank document. I think you guys have gone through that already. So I'm just going to say this is a sample document. Okay, let's say that I'm done with this file. Obviously, if this was an assignment you had to turn in, there'd be a lot more you would do. But let's just say I'm done with the document. I want to save it. I'm going to close it. Okay, so I go to File, Save As, and if it's the first time you're using the file, you can just click Save. So when I click Save As, it gives me a bunch of suggestions. These are folders that I've used most recently. I'm going to click on Browse. When I click on Browse, it brings up this little dialog box. It wants me to pick a folder to save. Again, this looks almost like File Explorer. And my goal is to make it back to that Project 1 folder that I just made. So I'm going to click on Documents, which is already open. Click on Microsoft IRC. And actually, these are double clicks, not single clicks. double click on module 1, double click on project 1, and then, okay, and then it's gonna give me a default name. I'm just gonna rename this sample document. So that's how I saved it into that folder. Now let's say that, oh, I didn't mean to save it in project 1, I should make a new project 2 folder. If you want to make a new folder for your new document, you don't have to go back to File Explorer. In fact, you can go to Save As, Browse, and from this little Save As box, I could go back to Module 1 and create a new folder within this dialog box. Even though this isn't File Explorer, this is Word, I can still make new folders and rearrange new folders. So I'll say Project 2. Sample document. Okay, so there we go. Now I have it saved in 2 locations. I'm just looking at my notes to make sure I'm sharing everything with you guys. I want to share one more thing with you. So I'm going to close Word and I'm going to make my file. So this is my File Explorer. I'm going to make this big. Oh, so by the way, my File Explorer, you can now see my sample document is there. Let me go back and make File Explorer big. Okay, so let's say that I think, let's see. Actually, let me pause real quick. All right, we're back. Okay, so I made a new file. It's called Project 2 Final. If you look at the top, I have kind of like an address bar, just like you would on your web browser. This PC, my computer, documents, so the documents on my computer, Microsoft IRC, Module 1, Project 1. That means within my computer, I'm in the Documents folder. In the Documents folder, there's a Microsoft IRC folder. In the Microsoft IRC folder, there's the Module 1 folder. Inside Module 1, there's a Project 1 folder, and Project 1 is the last one, which means I am in the Project 1 folder. Okay? So I'm in, right here it says Project 2 Final. It was like, oh, this is in the wrong folder. That's not right. Okay, so I need to fix that. So how do I move files? So I think you guys have been learning a little bit about cut, copy, and paste. So cut, this little cut option here means that I will erase the file from this location, but I will temporarily store it onto what's called the clipboard. Copy means I will copy this folder and I can put a copy of that file somewhere else. I want to cut this file. When I cut it, you see it's slightly grayed out. I'm going to click on, go to Module 1, and then click on open my Project 2 folder. And then I can click this paste button to paste it. And that will move a file from one location to another. Another way that I can do the same thing is to just drag and drop. So I can, let's say I want to move this Project 2 Final into the Module 1 folder. I can just drag it on top of Module 1. And now it's here inside this folder. And it's like, no, I don't want to do this. I can click it and drag it back onto Project 2. And I can even move Project 2 into Project 1 if I wanted to. I'm not going to, but I can pick stuff up and move stuff into other folders just by picking up and dragging it. You can also use your Control-C shortcut for copy, Control-X for cut, and Control-V for paste. And if you don't know those already, try to memorize those. Control-X, cut, Control-C, copy, Control-V, paste. They'll come in very handy for the rest of this course. That's all I have to show you, except for one thing. If all of that file, making files, renaming files, was a little bit too much for you, there's something that will come in handy for you. If you go to the Welcome to Your Course in this Engage, and then go into Getting Started with File Management, there is something called Windows 10 File Management SAM Training. If you haven't done that already and you're a little bit confused about this tutorial I gave you, please watch that video. That will help you a lot. And if you still have more questions, please let me know and I will help you. Learning how to manage files is very essential. It's almost as essential as learning any programs we're going to learn this term. So please get used to moving around files. Make some sort of system for yourself, whether by date, by topic, just something that you'll have. All right, so I'm going to share one last video with you guys, and that is how to do the projects in Cengage. You guys have been skipping over these projects until now. I'm going to show you guys how to do a few of them. All right, talk to you soon.